Okay, so the final fight against Urashiki and Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 135 has went off. We finally finished off. I want to say there's one more episode after this for them going back to timeline, but the final fight and the finale of Urashiki in general, because he's been plaguing the Boruto anime for quite some time now, it's finally wrapped up. Urashiki is donezo. They finally finished him off, but there's a lot of controversy with this episode. A lot of people are back and forth regarding the design of Urashiki, regarding some plot holes, because in particular, I can say 100% certain there is one plot hole that, unless they explain it, next week's episode 136, there's a giant plot hole in the Boruto anime, Boruto series in general, and there's no denying it. But man, we cannot deny either that the art and animation for this episode was mwah. Let's talk about it. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. That's right, people. This journey known as the Boyhood arc, the time travel arc, the past visit arc, all of that shit finally wrapped up with Boruto episode 135. We got Boruto and Naruto and Jiraiya and Sasuke all working together to take down Urashiki, but very, very controversial. I put up a couple polls on Twitter and on YouTube in the community tab regarding just asking people like, yo, so what you thought of the episode? Was it fire? Was it alright? And a lot of people on both polls said it was alright. There was a lot of people giving feedback saying it was trash. There was quite a few though defending it, saying nah, it was awesome. Now I'm gonna break down how I personally feel about the episode. So let's start off with some of the good. Let's start off with the positive stuff, because I think it's important to lead with love, so to speak. The beginning of the episode, or just not even the beginning, the entirety of the episode, there is no denying that at the very least Studio Period took it serious to the point of putting talented individuals to put this episode together in terms of the art, animation, and even the music cues. They used a lot of the OG OSTs from original Naruto, and that was a treat. I'm not gonna lie, hearing some of that old classic Naruto music while they're fighting Urashiki, while things is going on and developing, good choice. The art and animation, no denying, almost every scene looked gorgeous. I mean, there was just times where I was just admiring the most simplest things, like when you see some of the characters running, they would put extra frames where it looks like they're tripping. The battle in general, seeing Jiraiya going in and the way he's moving and everything, like the fluidity of the art and animation alone, the art and animation was just absolute fire. There is no denying that. I want to argue probably wasn't on the level of Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, the readaptation of Boruto Naruto the movie, but it was pretty up there. The fluidity and just the quality of the visuals in general, amazing. I ain't gonna lie, just amazing. But that was probably, I want to say, the only thing that you could argue like, okay, that's like 10 out of 10 type of deal. The art and animation, the visuals, and even the music cues, that's right there where it stops being unanimous of the quality, because there was a lot of stuff in this episode I was like, okay. So Urashiki going into his final Otsutsuki evolution. Let's start off with that. He basically rips his eyeballs out, eats his eyeballs, which very, very freaking weird. Like, what? I mean, I guess if you think about it, these eyes were really freaking strong, and they were able to like transcend time and do all these things. So in terms of like, yeah, okay, it could give you some type of power boost, I guess, even though it's technically already a part of you, but it was kind of bizarre. Like, I'll say that it was bizarre at the very least, the way Urashiki transformed into his ultimate Otsutsuki form, which it kind of looked similar to Momoshiki's form, except Momoshiki looked way more badass. Like, his face kind of looked like, I don't know, it was like maybe tire tracks was like a car ran over his face or something like that, and then he was kind of like a hawk bird, and he lost a lot of the powers that he previously had. Like, he wasn't able to do the time skip thing anymore, a la Hit from Dragon Ball Super. Like, he wasn't able to use stuff like that anymore, which is like, okay, bummer. Also really, really bizarre how, so he rips his eyeballs out, which it looked dark. The art and animation, again, gorgeous, amazing, and it was dark. But then the eyes grow back and he gets like this golden Renegon, and he gets like a third eye on his forehead, which again looked very, very similar to Momoshiki, the transformation that he had at the end of the arc where they were fighting against all of that stuff. Anyway, Boruto Naruto movie stuff, his design was damn near pretty similar. I don't remember Kaguya having that same look. I could be off. I know she did have a transformation when she went all rabbit goddess and stuff like that, but I don't remember it looking quite like the way Momoshiki and Urashiki's transformations went. Then let's talk about, I guess we're gonna jump around on this one because I'm just kind of so scattered brained on like a lot happened in this episode, but it's not necessarily a lot of good. So Sasuke, for a good chunk of the episode, was still in search of his chakra. The documentary continued for a bit of this episode of searching for Sasuke's chakra because he's there knocked out with Sakura there. And little moments in there with the like at this point you can't really fool me. Like you fooled me quite a bit throughout this arc, I'm not gonna lie, of like playing around with the time thing and people admitting certain things. And when Sasuke blurts out, Sakura, is that you? And Sakura is like kind of shocked or whatever. More than likely, if he speaks to her the next episode, it's probably just going to be like, oh, I heard your name from Naruto, or I heard your name around there, whatever. He's not going to admit to anything. It's not going to have any impact in terms of that. I still would argue, like, there's no way in blue hell none of these people are going to remember this shit. Naruto should remember his son. Hinata should remember her son. Sakura should remember her future obsessed stalker, or, well, she's the obsessed stalker, but they should remember this shit. But regardless, when that moment happened, I guess it was kind of showing the bond of them. Because if you think about it, throughout all of original Naruto, how many times did we really get any intimate moments between Sakura and Sasuke? It was really few and far between. Like, you know, even at the end of part 1, for example, when she begged Sasuke not to go, and he was like, bitch, I need to go get this right now. I'll be back. I'm going to get some milk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really get many intimate moments. And the Shippuden, I guess, gave us a couple of moments seeing them working together with Kaguya and all that stuff. But I guess that was adding to that particular portion of like their relationship and the dynamics of it. But even so, I guess it was kind of touching in a way when she faints and Sasuke says, oh, I'm sorry for putting a burden on you again, or something along the lines of that. That was a cool moment. Still really just, I'm never gonna get over how Sasuke was just drained of chakra for all these days. It's like Mike Guy after his 8 gates has more chakra than Sasuke after getting a little bit of it ripped out by Urashiki. Like, puzzles me that still is a thing. Like, what the hell? And then what was going on with the Konoha 11 gearing up? I'm thinking like, oh baby, we about to get like, you know, the rookie 9, the Konoha 11, whatever you want to call them. They're about to join in on this shit. This is hype. Oh my god. And that amounted to nothing. More than likely next week's episode they're gonna show up after the big battle and be like, oh hey, Boruto. Like, so that was kind of like false hype, I guess. I don't know, it just felt like, why are you getting me all excited to think that we're gonna see some of the Konoha 11 in action one more time, and it's all just like, they're gonna show up after the battle is over. So that was a waste of potential. It could have been a really cool moment, even if it was all of them working together, because you gotta think about it. With Urashiki, Otsutsuki, I gotta keep stressing Otsutsuki, the final villain of the Naruto manga, for better or worse, regardless of what you want to say, was an Otsutsuki, this clan, this legendary alien species that are just stronger than Madara, supposedly, which I got a whole other rant in the tuck that I'm going to be dropping probably sometime this week of like how the Otsutsuki are supposed to be strong. Arguably, they're supposed to be stronger than Madara. Last time I checked, Madara fought a whole war with no freaking eyes, just weakened as hell, and still was beasting. Urashiki getting beasted on by a couple of genin. Like, nah, I ain't hearing it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's close the chapter on it was wasted potential, the Konoha 11, seeing them gearing up for absolutely nothing. I was like, I mean, the Konohamaru moments was cool, seeing him, I guess, like, even that was wasted, if you think about it. So Konohamaru's watching, and then he runs to try and get some help from somebody, like, go help Naruto, and again, it just didn't amount to nothing. So it was just kind of false suspense, false setup. I don't know what you call it. It's just waste. Then the battle against Urashiki. I will say this, because a lot of people are going to be like, yo, Urashiki should have dusted them. And to a certain degree, if it was just Boruto and Naruto, I would have had a hard time believing any of this shit. I'll be honest with you. If it was just only those two, Boruto not even using his Jagan Eye, Naruto pre-Shippuden, I would have said, yeah, that's ridiculous. Even with Naruto using the One-Tailed Chakra, I mean, come on, he lost against Genin Sasuke back, like, just a few days before this. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really, like, if it was just those two, it would be absolutely ridiculous. I will say, and that's, you could argue, oh, it's because you're a fanboy. Well, no, he's part of Legendary Sannin. He only lost to Pain, and I'm going to keep on stressing, he only lost to Pain because of the secret. If he would have known that one of these 6 weren't, the actual person, that the real one was in a freaking tree a million miles away, like, I don't think Jiraiya would have lost. So, because people like to downplay Jiraiya, just because he died earlier in the series and didn't make it to the final battle, that means he's weaker. No, Jiraiya is very, very strong. So, him helping alongside Boruto and Naruto is a big factor as to why, despite this Otsutsuki god, which again, I still think that, like, more should have happened. Like, realistically, realistically, somebody should have probably died. I get you can't do it in this arc. I get that this is, time travel. There's so many reasons why nobody can die in this arc. I totally get that. But realistically, the power that an Otsutsuki, Urashiki should have killed somebody, or somebody should have been really, really badly injured. Like, I'm just saying. I mean, Jiraiya did take a whipping in this one, but the combination of them, and then alongside when Sasuke finally showed up with, Sakura's chakra, because heaven forbid Sasuke has his own chakra. He needed some of that Sakura lowly chakra. Then at that point, you could argue a little bit, okay, Sasuke used his EMS. There's more of an argument there. So I've seen a lot of people bashing it. It doesn't make sense. No. I mean, to a certain degree, you could argue, okay, Boruto and Naruto being the final blow is a little bit shaky. But you got to remember, it reminded me of like almost the battle against, and I know people are going to probably get mad at this, but I don't care. This is what I felt while I was watching it. It reminded me of when Gohan was going up against Cell and everybody was blasting Cell. Like you had Piccolo, Krillin, all these people, and eventually Gohan overpowered Cell. Now, it's a little bit different because Boruto and Naruto, especially Naruto at that point, are a far cry from having that type of strength to be able to overpower an Otsutsuki. But you gotta remember that these are two very, very strong people, Jiraiya and of course Sasuke. Sasuke is their best bet, if anything. So, they want to give the lead character of the series the win somehow, some way. But it's still kind of like, I get why people are upset, but there really isn't a reason to be that upset just because you have two very, very strong shinobi. Sasuke is arguably on Urashiki's level, if not above, if not slightly below, alongside Jiraiya that you really don't know exactly how strong Jiraiya is. He's a legend for a reason. On top of, you got the QB chakra, which that's not much of an argument, and you got Boruto, and he was there. But here's something very, very big, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this one, I'm not gonna lie. Major plot hole. Major plot hole with this one because Boruto and Naruto, after a very touching moment, I thought it was cool when they was in that silhouette of like, it was all yellow in the background, golden looking. It reminded me of when Naruto was able to meet Kushina. What arc was that? That was leading into the 4th Great Shinobi War, something like that. It was really nicely done. It was nice to see that Boruto hopefully now has a better understanding of his father, a stronger bond with his father, all of that good stuff. But the defeat of Urashiki, this is something that I was very, very scared of, which, by the way, he hinted at something, so it's not like the writers and manga readers know what I'm talking about. If you're not a manga reader, you should check out the Boruto manga. Way better than the anime. Way, 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 way better. Because at one given point, before we get to the big plot hole, Urashiki says something along the lines of, I don't care if you're the vessel. And at first I thought, is he talking to Naruto? No, he's talking to Boruto at that point. So he knows what's going on with Boruto. And just, let's take it a little bit back so you understand, get some type of context. Because again, if you're an anime only, you might be lost. After the defeat of Momoshiki, X out the movie, the actual movie that came out of theaters, Boruto Naruto the movie, X that out because it doesn't have the continuity that the manga and the anime have. Boruto was gifted a little square black mark on his hand. That is known as karma, and I'm not going to give you all the details again. Go read the manga, it's great. But that is the sign of defeating a god, essentially. Basically, when you defeat an Otsutsuki, when you kill an Otsutsuki, you get a little black mark on your hand, which leads to a very, very big plot development that's happening in the manga right now. They defeated Urashiki. They killed him. They didn't seal him. I thought the sealing thing would have been brilliant. Jiraiya, helped seal him away. Done, data, boom. He's not killed, so there's no reason to open up that plot hole. It all would have meshed well. I thought that we were leading towards that, and the fact that the writers weren't ignorant of that fact, because again, Urashiki mentioned of, I don't care if you're the vessel, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, it leads me to question even more. So what is up with that? There's a couple of theories you could go with as to how they were able, because now in the manga, it's not going to make sense, because at this point, okay, if Naruto and Boruto killed Urashiki, one of them should get that black mark, that karma mark, because they killed an Otsutsuki, they killed a god. That can't happen because it would create a very big inconsistency. Obviously, little Naruto, that would ruin the whole timeline if he got the karma mark. And then Boruto, he doesn't have that in the manga where we're at right now. So again, very, very big inconsistency. You could argue, well, maybe it's because Boruto already has the karma mark and Naruto is already a vessel for Kurama. So you could argue that that's why. You could also argue because Urashiki was aware of Boruto being a vessel, you can't be a vessel for two Otsutsuki. So there's a lot of different things that you could add as to why they were able to kill him, but still it doesn't make a plot hole with the continuity of karma. You could argue there, but either way, it still felt like there needs to be some explaining next episode. The writers are aware of the vessel situation, the karma mark and all that, so why would you not just have the outcome be that he got sealed by Jiraiya somehow, some way? So that was another plot hole that was opened up. Honestly, this episode, art and animation amazing, music amazing, the choreography of the fight for the most part dope. Did it make complete sense? Like, do you want to see, like, two Genin, pre-Shippuden Naruto, Lil Boruto without the Jaganai, Sasuke with Sakura's chakra at this point, and Jiraiya take down Urashiki? It's like, for me, I see it more believable because of the involvement of Jiraiya and Sasuke weakening Urashiki enough for that big blast to take him out. Still is like, yo, this is an Otsutsuki god. If this was Shippuden, they would have been struggling alone. So how the hell, you know what I'm saying? It just seems a little bit like unrealistic, unbelievable for this character to be defeated in this fashion against these people. Also, setups that went nowhere with the Konoha 11 and Konohamaru. Plot hole, there's a lot of different things. I'm curious what you guys think about this though. How did you feel about the final fight of the Boyhood arc of Boruto, seemingly Urashiki's demise? Do you think he went out in a good fashion? Do you think they ruined the arc with this episode? What did you think about the quality of the art and animation? Was it as good as the Momoshiki fight in the anime? And how did you feel about Sasuke? I'm sorry, I can't help it. Yeah, how did you feel about just the overall impact of the ending of this? What do you make of the explanation for manga readers as to why this doesn't create a plot hole in terms of, you know, they killed an Otsutsuki, somebody got to get that black mark? Or is it just that Urashiki decided, no, I'm not going to do that because whatever reason? And your overall thoughts and expectations for the next episode, which seemingly will be the goodbye episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's Boyhood arc. It's been a mixed bag. I will say I appreciated the attempt at the very least on the artistic side of things, the visual artistic side of things, but story-wise, they could have done better. They could have done better to make it make sense. I think it would have been cooler if Boruto and Naruto made the final blast in a way, but Urashiki was defeated by possibly Sasuke really injuring him and Jiraiya stealing him. I think a lot of people would have had less of a problem with that. Of like, okay, it still doesn't make sense Boruto and Naruto being able to do squat against Urashiki, but at the very least, it was Sasuke that really injured him, and then Jiraiya sealed him, so we don't got that plot hole. So yeah, I don't know. It's bittersweet. For me, more so sweet just because I love this. I've loved this arc. No matter the problems, you know, problems aside, it's been fun to revisit the Naruto world of the past, Konoha of the past, and yeah, I'm gonna miss this arc regardless of the problems. But yeah, Urashiki's design, I ain't gonna lie, looked like a tire marks on his face. Like, what the hell were they thinking with that? Like, I don't even know. Like, let me rip out my eyeball so I can get stronger and regrow. Like, nani? But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications of my videos. The bell right there. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and yeah, there's a lot to discuss. I'm really excited to see what you guys thought about this episode. Have an awesome one.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride.